is the okay. First step is you're going to execute your program. You have to select this one. Like right now, I'm selecting. Okay, so I selected this one part. Okay, then I pressed F3. Now in the log window, I can see the result. Okay, like missing values are created, performing operation on missing values. Then the data set club one got created. Now, what all steps it has taken? So first of all, first step, you send this program to a buffer memory. Okay. Task captures using buffer memory.
Okay.
Second, step 2, tokenizer. I don't want you to forget this step next time. That is step 2. Okay.
Okay.
What happens in this one? Everything will become a token.
Okay.
So what is a token? Can anyone tell me? Smallest unit of the program. Okay. So if I'm writing this code, right? If I have submitted this particular code, so what will happen? Everything will become a token, means this data will be as 1. This will become 1. Then this club one will become other one, and then the third one, this one will become other one. Okay, so there will be 3. Then the input will be the other token. Then this ID number, this name, everything will become one token itself. Okay, so that's your tokenizer step. Any doubts?
No.
Okay, so
token is like, everything is going to become token in the sense like everything. I mean, what is token?
smallest unit, bro, like a word. So data is one word, you're seeing space after it, right? Then club one is a word, you're seeing space after it, and then you're seeing semicolon. It's a special character in itself. Then input, other word, then ID number, then name, then dollar symbol, then team, start weight, end weight, semicolon, weight loss equals to start weight minus end weight. Then this everything will be
so that means each and every word is like considered as a token, correct? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Okay.
I think
Prachi. No, what I'm saying is like each variable or each word is considered as a token, correct?
Smallest unit of a program is called token. That's a simple thing. Even if it could be a single letter, it could be a word, or it could be a line also. But make sure that a line, again, when I say line, so if it doesn't have any of the spaces in it, then only it will become a token. Okay. Then next step. I mean this one, SAS compiler. Now what happens in this one? Each token will be one by one transferred to the SAS compiler. Okay. Okay, makes sense. So what will happen now?
Yeah.
SAS compiler will interpret now what is the data. So when data comes to it, okay, I will use some of the things in it. Let's see. Okay, let's say this is your SAS compiler. Okay. Now, first word came in was data. Okay, first came data. So this is your first. So SAS knows that data means that it is a data step. Okay, then it comes club 1. So next token will be transferred is club 1. So SAS knows that after it, it's going to be a name of your data set. Okay, so in here you generally SAS knows that if there is another name, that means another data set. So data statement is first, right? So SAS will consider that only. Now, if you forget this semicolon here, what will happen? Your input will also be considered as a data set, right? Because after club 1 there is no semicolon.
Yeah.
So that means your data statement hasn't ended. So your next token is input. So this input will be transferred, then ID number will be transferred. Now if I just simply run this one part, what will happen? See, if I go to the log now, so the symbol is not recognized and will be ignored, and this ID number, okay, I will, because this is not allowed in as a dataset name, so I will just simply remove these. I will say, let's say all are okay.
But
So
symbol
you
was
can
recognizing the it was recognizing the symbol, right?
now you can see these parts. Note data work.club1 has one observation, work.input has one observation, ID number, name, team, start with, and all has become dataset only. Seeing
Okay.
that part, because you miss your semicolon,
Yeah.
right? Everything will become a data set.
Yeah.
So if you keep it this way, so now SAS knows that this symbol is nothing but for completion of your data step, right? So now SAS knows it. So SAS will create club 1 only. So after it, your next step is input. So next token will be input. So that means this statement is for providing a list of variables which you are going to read from your file, your raw file, which you are going to read, right? So now SAS will consider this ID number, name, team, start with, end with. Now So also the time it sees a variable name, what happens is it creates PDV. Actually, PDV not get created, it is already there, but it get initialized to work on these variables. So what PDV does? So now part of PDV. So program data vector is a memory allocated to manage variables. Okay. Now, so it sees ID number. It sees these variables, right? ID number, name, team, start bit, end bit. So it what by the time it sees ID number, it has to create few things around it. First, type. So ID number don't have $sign in front of it, so it will be assigned as numeric. Second thing, to assign a length. Abhi by default length will be 8. Third thing, a format. So nothing has given, so no format will be there. Okay. Fourth, in format. Okay. So format and in format. So I would say in format first and then format. Okay. So these things PDV has to manage about a variable. Okay. So by the time ID number is seen, it is by default became a numeric, and then length by default became 8 for both character. Okay, now if length is 8 for a character, what that means? How much data it can store? For a character, a length of 8 can store 8 bytes. I mean 8 letters. Okay, it can store only 8. Up to 8 letters. Okay. For numeric can store up to 20 plus, up to 20 digits. This range, this is a range only, 16 to 20 digits. Okay, so once it is done, like input statement is done right here, it has no issues. So it will keep on writing all these things here. And then what will happen? It will go to the next statement, that is weight loss. So weight loss, again, it's a new variable, right? It is working on start with minus and weight, both are numeric variables involved, so it will create weight loss as a numeric only. Okay, and we'll define these 4 things: type, length, in format for it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and then it says data lines. So when the data lines comes in, that means after it there will be sample records. Okay, so for the sample record, it is not going to correct anything. Okay, it will simply read it, but it will work in the execution statement. It will not work on the compilation step. And data lines has to be the last statement, and this is one of the reason for it. Like while compilation, after data lines, it stops compilation step. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
After it, once all things are done, this run statement will be there. Okay, so your program compilation is done. If there is any error, it will show in the log. If there is no error, it will not show in the log. Okay. Now, after it starts execution. Now execution will start. It will start reading. So by the time input is there, it will create your input buffer. Right? Now, if input buffer is there, that means it will going to hold your first record or one record at a time, which PDB will going to use. So your input buffer will copy this same line, and it will have somewhere here like this. Okay, like this. This is one by one. It will be there. Okay. Now PDB, what PDB will do? Input says ID number comes first. So PDB will go to this input buffer. It will pick out first value, copy it into your ID number. So PDB will be managing your each variable name as this: ID number, then name, then team, then start weight, and then end weight. Okay, now this input buffer has copied your first record here, right? And PDB going to use this input buffer, copy this first value. Once again, going to copy just this. To ID number, then there will be name, then it will copy name to here, then one by one it's going to copy all of these to okay, this way. Now your first record has been created. Okay, now there is weight loss also, right? You can see weight loss. This will be also in PDB. Now right now input buffer don't have this in this value, so it will be empty. Now Okay, so it now this statement will get executed, start wait minus end wait, right? So after execution of this, because this is a missing value, na, first record. So missing value going to generate a missing value only. So it will have a missing value. But for the next one, input buffer will copy this one in place of this, right? Now it's going to write. Now you seeing input buffer is changing the value. Now there exist automatic variables in PDB. What are those? First one is underscore n underscore. Visible. The second one is underscore error underscore. Okay, so these two are the automatic variables. Now in the beginning, in the compilation step, both were 0 and 0. Okay, at compilation step. But when you start working on a particular observation, that is at execution step, like you were using the first record previously, so underscore and underscore holds that the number of observation you are currently working on. So this will have value as 1. Then error underscore error, it will have value either 1 or 0 based on like this. 0, I am going to write it here, 0 and 1, no error in reading data, 1 error reading in data. Okay, these two things will be there. Now this is for your what about underscore and underscore? It will give you, if it has a value 0 at compilation step. So what is compilation step? When it is working for checking any errors or issues, and afterwards number of observation. It is currently working number of observation SAS is reading or working or executing. Okay. Okay, same with third, fourth, and so on, so on. Cool.
So Ashish,
So
Ashish, like as per my understanding, like once we see the result window and the n value in the result window, so the input buffer automatically calculates the n value, correct? In the compilation stage.
this is your result window actually. So what exactly you want to ask?
My ask is like this: one observations is nothing but the n values, correct? The observations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the n values, right?
N values only. So ops
Okay, so
is nothing but getting the values from.
So that means the n value is automatically calculated by the input buffer, correct?
End value.
N value.
N value. Okay, N value getting calculated based on the observation only. Yeah, in the background. Yeah, that which observation it is using. So it is the first it is the first observation. Then this is the second observation. Then the third observation. Then fourth observation. Yeah, that way.
So my question is like the observations is nothing but the n value. That's what my question was. That's it.
Number of observation is the n value. That which
Okay.
observation you are currently.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is it. After it. Okay. So yeah, I was talking here, right? So this part like this. Till here you got it, right? Now input buffer will change the value. Now n will become 2. If there is no issue while reading, it will remain 0, and one by one it's going to copy. Sorry. So one by one this complete process will go on, and you can do that. Okay, you can copy one by one. So this is how SAS works in execution step. Now weight loss will be missing only. So after input statement there is another statement, which is weight loss equals to start weight minus end weight. So this will now execute, this statement executes, and the difference will be this minus this. So 24. So this will be 24 now, and so on. It's going to read, and now in the end you can see while executing, (24, 21, 18, 17) these kind of number got generated. Okay.
Yeah.
Now if SAS is working on the last observation, SAS checks that if it is working on the last observation or not. Okay, so if it is working on a last observation, then what will happen? SAS will execute for the last time. Okay, so for that there is another automatic variable which is called end. But this is some different type of automatic variable. It will not used by SAS for general processing. So it will have a value of 0 or 1. So if you want to use this one, you have to write it this way. You have to write infile statement, data lines, because you're reading from data lines, and then you have to say end equals to last. So this end says that if you are working on end observation, that means the last observation, so this last will get the value of either 0 or 1. So if last has a value of 0, that means you have still observation to read. If it has a value of 1, that means it is the last observation. Okay, so SAS uses this by default. It uses, I mean in the background it uses this value of 0 or 1 for the last record, and when the value becomes 1, this will execute for the last time, like the last record you can see here. And SAS completes its observation. Dataset got created with the name of club 1. Okay, makes sense? So this is your compilation and execution steps. Any doubt you have?
Can you tell me like one more time that end is equal to last, like why that is getting created, that I'm not understanding.
No, this is not getting created at all. So don't say it end equals to last. You can say it any variable name. Let's say A. So A will have a value of 0 or 1, right? So what are these 0 or 1? So these are the value for AND only, telling SAS that it is last observation or not the last observation. Okay, this is another component which works around on telling that SAS that you are working on the last observation or not the last observation.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Any other
Okay.
doubt apart from this? Okay.
Can you go to that Excel, like, No, Excel. Not Excel.
This is now.
In the Excel you were showing, right? No, this is not the one. Like, in the Excel, yeah, this one.
This one, right?
Yeah.
So I have given you value of error. What that means? I have given you value of underscore n underscore. What that means? I have told you what AND means 0 or 1. These are the values. And 0. Okay, I will write meaning for these also. Sorry. Okay. So this
Yeah.
is it. This is how SAS works. Cool.
Yeah.
So now if I'm going to ask again that what PDV, what is input buffer, so I want you to answer me this.
Yeah.
Okay, make sense? I will send you the this link as well and the recording as well for it. Cool.
Yeah. And send me this Excel
Okay,
sheet.
let's
Send me this Excel sheet.
sure. I will share. I mean I will copy it in some other format and will definitely share it.
Cool.
Okay. For now, I will comment these all.
Yeah.
And this was the okay. Now you already know what are the different type of inputs we have. Okay.
Yeah. List input and column input.
Okay. I'm going to give you a 10 minutes break. Let's join back. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think so. Satish will be joining because Satish wants to go out at 4 o'clock or 4:15. So, because like
4:15.
you were saying that half an hour class. You said like half an hour class. So I told him like half an hour. He was okay with that.
Call around 4:15 from office.
Okay. So then we can stop it here, and we can continue later tomorrow. Okay.
Tomorrow we can.
Oh,
Tomorrow at 10 a.m.
yeah.
I will give
Thank
the
you.
time. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Satish.